Dear listeners, feel the real fear with us. The horror stories from all over the country and abroad. Those who have been, are being, or will be involved in today's episode. Greeting and love to everyone. I hope everyone is well and healthy. Like every episode, I am with you all to present the event you sent. I am 17-year-old, but the incident happened when I was 15. It was a sunny day, and my family decided to visit auntie house, hang out with everyone. I rarely execute because I enjoy spending time with my cousin. When we arrived, my cousin is I made plans now. We are having a sleepover, so we went to nearby store and brought some snacks. But on our way back, a man called out to us. When we looked back, saw a friendly-looking man handling a pack clip that we had accidentally dropped out. I went to over, take a package clips for him, and he handed it to me. By the time we got back, it was already night. We are closing movies to watch. It always feels crazy and my auntie house because he played the cool airflow and through the door. The main interior had two towards door with a shape between them. The first door was made of iron bars allowing the air to pass both, and the second door was a regular wooden door. A few meters behind in the iron door, my auntie always keep the wooden door open to let the air in, but she looked at the iron door for security. As we finally sit down to watch a movie, we heard a soft sound from the corridor between the main door. I suddenly felt unnecessary and asked my cousin if she had looked in the iron door or not. She said he would not remember, so he got out to check it. A minute passed, but I didn't hearing anything. So I stood up to go see what was happening. I went to check on her. My body feels. Man hand broken into the house, and my cousin was laying unconscious on the floor. The man was wearing a mask, and he started crossing me. I ran and started to alert everyone that there was an intruder in the door. The man was getting closer, but I managed to rush into the kitchen, and I looked the door behind me. My mom and auntie were also there. We were scared, and our mobile phones were left in another room. The man kept banging in the door, and we didn't know what to do. The door didn't open, and I had him walk away. I could not leave my cousin alone, so I get here all the courage I had left. I grabbed a plate from the kitchen shelf, opened the door, and rushed toward the man. As he turned it to look back, I smashed the plate into him. Blood started pouring down his head. I quickly grabbed my phone and called 911 and went to check my cousin. I sprinkled some water on her face, and he woke up. Thankfully, nothing serious had happened to her. The police soon arrived and started then the man. Take the mask of the man. I was shocked to see that was the man who helped us. When he went to the store, the police confirmed that a man had been following us and he wanted to get into our house. It turned out to be a kidnapper who had sight young girl and shoot them for money. I am just thankful nothing had happened to us. That night I learned an important lesson. You shouldn't start a stranger just because they came a little nice. This incident still remains my mystery to me even today. Something I wonder if I really unexpected it for if was just my imagination. But about 25 years ago, I went to a trip by myself. Roommate asked me who I travel alone, but back then I didn't really have anyone to go with. My destination was in the southern part of the country, which was quite far from my home. So it was a long drive. I left in the morning and reached my destination later in the day. It was evening in a very small town. The sun had already set, so I wheeled down the completely dark, and there wasn't a single person in sight. I was driving slowly, looking for a motel nearby. As I drive, I saw a small bridge ahead and a man sitting in a chair next to it. When I noticed the man in darkness, I got started and stopped the car. I rolled down the window and asked him what was wrong. The man came closer, looked me. The man was closer, looked me up and down, and he said, "Don't cross the bridge." I approached a bridge that only center people were allowed to cross. I was feeling exhausted after a long drive. The sudden, who decided to who can cross the bridge? The man named something, but I could not hear clearly. I was confused about that today. I thought to myself, if I didn't cross the bridge, it will take my extra 20 minutes to get around it. But I was so tired and didn't want to dive any longer. So I started again, "Sorry, but I have to go." The man started to me for a few seconds before turning around me and going back to his spot. I sit down in the chair, immediately drop across the bridge. The man kept watching me with a tense look on his face. I was crossing the bridge. I suddenly heard a loud noise. It sounded like something really heavy and fell in on the car, and the car shook. I get scared and immediately hit the brakes. Slowly, I looked up the top of the car, through the window, feeling nervous, but I didn't see anything. Scared to keep going. Outside, I freeze, not knowing that what. I looked in the back mirror and I saw the man who had been. I was sitting here, just staring, wondering what to do. Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I saw something coming down from the top of the car. It was a huge yellow hand. The hand knocked the window. I scared. I was so shocked. When I saw it, the hand slowly calmed down and tried to open the car door. I quickly pushed the button. I looked the door and I looked it in just in time. I door didn't open. I could see this huge arm right in front of me and a massive shadow covered in the entire car. It was differently something huge, but I didn't see what it actually was. All I could see was the arm, and even that was so big, it almost covered the whole car. I could not tell what was happening. It just quickly moving, trying to open the door. My whole body was shaking like crazy. Even thought I had closed all the window. A terrible smell starting filling the car. For some reason, it felt like there was a pond of my eyes. I began to feel like I could not breathe properly, and my vision was going to blurry and fuse. I was scared that I thought I make do. I had a strange feelings that I would do if didn't get the door breach quickly. I pressed the accelerator hard. The car shot forward like a bolt. Suddenly something on the top of the car started pressing in the window. The window broke with the loud noise. I pressed the accelerator even handler quickly. Luckily the breach wasn't long. I soon reached flat ground and the gridden arm appeared. Along with his shadow, that hand began convincing the car. I quickly looked at rearview mirror. I saw something strange. A huge yellow creature curving under a bridge. It was meshing, but I didn't make out actually what it was. I stopped my car for a moment and I get out. My legs were shaking and I could hardly breathe. Thankfully, I found a motel nearby the asked for the stuff about the bridge. They said they didn't know anything, but still I could not shake the feeling something wasn't right. Sweat was dropping down as forward. Even thought it was the cool around there. Did you know something I didn't? I could not find an answer, so I went to home away. The next morning I went to bed, but I looked different around is the time, not the bridge. It'd been about 25 years since that incident. Even I doubtful to understand that I saw as I imagined things, but I clearly remember that the window of my car broke. So that must have meant something happened. I still don't know answer to many questions. Why was man sitting next to the bridge? Why did he say that to me? Who was he? Did he know something? The scary question of all is what would have happened if my car door opened, or if I didn't leave the bridge when what would have happened to me? If you had had any such a miraculous and scary incident, you can send it to thehorrorstories@yahoo.com and we will try to read the story in the next episode.